Hi everyone, I am Priyanka on behalf of Paper Studio, and today we are going to make this beautiful journal. So since Mother's Day around the corner, and I just wanted to make something beautiful from this vintage paper bag that's called Afternoon in the Park. If you haven't checked my DD haul for this month, go and check it out and you'll find all the supply links and all the product walkthrough in detail. So I'll be using this beautiful collection for making our journal. So first of all, we are just going to use some tea dyed papers. These I dyed myself. I will link the video tutorial for this papers in the description box. You can go and check how to dye the papers. So these are some of the things that I did. For example, there are some doilies, some different sizes, and then I have the normal copy paper which I've already cut to size and done. So these ones. The next one is this lined paper with this seam here over. It's just torn out from some kinch paper pad, and then the other ones I got this effect from my wire rack in my oven. So I have these normal copy paper with these prints here. The next thing I got is one from this English copy of the kids. So I just took out a big sheet here and then dyed it. And then I have this maths check copy. Okay, so if you have some ledgers, you can use those, or some musical notebooks or something like that. You can use those as well. Since I didn't had those kind of things, so I just used whatever I had in my stash. The next thing is to decide the size of the journal. So I have already made two signatures. So let me show you through this, and then we will make another one. So this is the first one, and there we have this beautiful journal over here. There are some tuck spots, some pockets. I've added some laces and some rub-ons from the collection itself. Then some doilies and some beautiful stamping I have done, and some small tuck spots and journal tags. Then this is the center here, and then we have another pocket, and then I have used an envelope here to decorate, and then you can just put some things inside. So I have just made small journal accordion booklets, and I have just kept that in this. Then I have made a cute tuck spot here, and then the rub-ons, and that's it. So that's the first signature. The second signature, I have used this pattern paper. This is very pretty. And then we have the first page here, the second one, and then I have made a belly band over here with some things inside. Yep. And then we have this half pages, some doilies, again a cute tuck spot here, again just use some doilies and embossed die cuts from the collection. Then I have used some rub-ons, and then these are the cardstock stickers which I use here, and then another small doily piece that I have decorated with the things from the collection. Then I have made a pocket with some lace and some arrangement with tags and tickets, and then another rub-on, and then that's it. So we will make the third signature together. So for the third signature, I have selected the pattern paper. This sheet is, I have cut it down to 8 inches. So this is 8 by 12, and then I scored in the center, that is 6. So the size is 6 by 8. That's the inside here. When you're making journals, you can use the inks. So the inks that I've been using is walnut stain and ground espresso, the de-stress ink. And for the stamping, I have used potting soil from Ranger. This is the archival ink, and I'm going to ink the edges. So this is the leftover part. So we are going to use this to make pockets, some belly bands, and some tags. Okay. Next thing is we will just select some papers. So I'm using this one, a bigger size of doily here. Then I'll use this one, this one, this one, and then this one. So in total, I think I'll use 7 to 8 pages. So it will be just double of that. That will be around 14 to 16 pages in one signature. So we will have quite a good and chunky journal. So let me cut these papers down to 7 3/4 inches, since I'm taking it a little bit shorter than the main signature outer piece. So this is 8 inches, and the inner ones are 7 3/4. So I don't want too much things dangling out of the journal, so that's why I did this. And also to save my papers, so these are A4 size, and it's going to be perfect. So let me cut these down and I'll show you. So these are the papers that I have cut down to 7 3/4 inches in breadth. and this is 11 and a half. So I'm just going to fold these. So I got 5 3/4 inches in my breadth. So it's perfect for the size that I want. So now these lines was vertical, so I just cut it down smaller and I'm using it like that. So this one piece measures 4 and by 7 3/4, so that's 8 inches by 7 3/4. Okay, and I fold it like this, and then this one. So this one again, we need this like so. I'm going to cut this out. I don't know why I cut it like that. So just like this, it's 7 3/4 now, and this one again, the shorter one, and so like that. Now, so just for a change here, I'm using this one more pattern paper sheet here. So this one I cut again to 7 3/4 inches like this, and this is 11 and a half. So now I'm going to fold it in the center and add this as well in my papers in between. If you want to do that, you can do that. Since these are double-sided, it will look really good. But I know these are a little bit thicker than what we are using inside, so it's going to make a little bit thicker our journal. But if you don't mind, then that's fine, you can use this. So I'm going to layer these pages in the order that I want. So I'm going to make a combination of different sheets here, some shorter, some longer, some full size, and then I'm using this doily. Let me move this in half. So in half like that, and then this will go here, and then like so, this one like so, and then this one like so. So that's my whole thing. I think I got more. 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 and 10. Okay, so let me remove this one here, so it will be 9. Okay, so if you don't want to use this one, so you can skip it. Okay, let me do this a little bit in the center so that there is some gap between the first and the middle page, like so. Okay, so this is going to get inside like so. So I'm going to sew this because that's the best way to make sure that our these signatures are quite sturdy here. So the next step that we need to do is cut out a normal copy paper just like this, according to the size of your journal that you're using. So again, this one is 8 inches by 7 3/4, like this. Okay, and then I have made 3 points on the middle of this template. So the first point is at 1.5 inch, then it's 3/7/8, and then it's 6/1/4. Okay, make 3 points inside like this. Now the next thing we will do is, first of all, find the center of your spread, line these up together. Okay, and then push all the pages down to the spine like that. Then we're going to use our binder clips just like this. Put the template as well on the inside just like this, and I'm going to use my binder clips to make sure that everything is in place when I will poke my holes in my journal, just like that. So let me do this one again. Now we will keep this whole thing inside our outer page just like that, and I think I will include this as well in my binder clips. I forgot that. Since the outer one is a little bit bigger than the inside pages, I'm going to keep this whole thing inside, keeping a good equal margin on all the 4 sides here. So that's how we will get our binder clips in place. Now I take a eraser and I'm going to poke a hole with my awl tool this one. If you don't have this, you can use anything that's sharp. And then I'm going to keep it like this on my razor. Okay, and then I will poke the hole on the first, then the second, and then the third, keeping it on my razor so it's easier to poke the holes and that our desk doesn't get battered or anything like that. Okay, so there we have the 3 holes. Now the next thing is you take your thread. If you have a wax thread, then that's going to be really good, but right now I'm using this hemp cord from Kmart. You can use this as well. This is quite sturdy and thick, so it serves the purpose. So I'm taking the white one here and I'm going to pass it down the whole of my needle. This is quite a big needle. It's for upholstery, I guess. Let me show you the ones which I'm using. I had this pack from Kmart as well, and it says packing needle. I'm using this one. I tried the upholstery one. It was not easy to use this one through these holes. So this one has a bended edge and it's quite different from the top. I don't know if you can see this needle. It's very different. I am not a sewing person, so it's just a little bit learning process for me. So but still it got me the result that I wanted. So first of all, I'm going to thread my needle. There we go. So you take a little bit good amount of thread, just like that. Okay, and then we need to remove this template. I was almost gonna sew this as well. Right, now first we will go from the center hole. Now the holes are really smaller, so what I'm going to do is push my awl tool a little bit further inside to make the hole a little bit broader, so that it's easier for me to put my needle all the way through, since we have quite a few pages inside. So the more number of pages you have inside, the more difficult this process is going to be. So I think this is the best way to make the holes broader. So first of all, from the inside to the outside, I'm going to go with my middle hole. See, it was so easy, right? And then I'm going to go on the bottom hole from outside to inside. It's easier if you keep it in a folded position, just like that. Pull it like so, and then you take it all the way up outside, just like that. And then we will go from outside to inside from the middle one. Just like this. Right, now I'm going to pull this thread through and then remove my needle. You see, this is a little bit bigger, so I'm just going to pull this. I don't want to waste too much thread here, so just like this much, and then I'm going to pull this, and then this one, make it tighter, just like that. See, from the outside as well and from the inside, it's quite good. I don't want it too much tight and too much loose, so it should be just taut enough. And then I'm going to cut it this much. Then I will take one of the threads from the other side of this longer thread here, so that we are knotting it in between the center. Okay, and then I'm going to tie a knot like that, make it tighter, and then another knot. So we have got a double knot here. So now if you want these threads to be cut off, just cut them off like so. And there we have the knot ready. So you can remove your binder clips now. And that's the signature ready. Now we can decorate and embellish all the pages. So just like this, you've got another beautiful page ready. Look at this. I love this typewriter image here. So we have quite a few number of things to decorate. You can make pockets, some belly bands, and some tags and some flips and folds. Also, from the leftover of these pages that we use, I'm going to make some journal pockets, some tic tacs, some tickets, and other things. So I'm just going to fold this 3 times. So we've got a small accordion fold here. Keep this aside. We will make some few things to decorate. That's the first one, and for this one I'm just using it like this, and then I'm making it like a flapped pocket here, and I'm going to stick this down. Okay, and then we can use these leftovers to decorate. So let me cut this piece out. This is the time that we are making some embellishments to put in our journal. So I'm trying some new things with my leftover scraps of the tea-dyed papers as well as the pattern papers. In this particular piece, you can keep this flap either open or just take it down, and you can embellish it and put some small cards inside the pocket. Now with this last leftover sheet from the tea-dyed papers, I'm making some tags. These are 2 inches wide, and I'm using my Tim Holtz deckled edge trimmer. It just gives that vintage shabby distressed edges of the paper. So I don't have to really tear them down and just make that effect. So that just makes my work real easy. Now I'm cutting these down in a triangular way to make a tag. Since this paper is quite small, so it won't fit in a punch, and it won't punch properly. So this is the basic technique to make the tags. Now we will just use some leftover strips of pattern papers and try to decorate these tags. I'm also cutting this pattern paper in the similar fashion so that we can make some tag clusters. Also, you can punch some holes to pass the twine to make it a complete tag cluster. And don't forget to ink the edges, as this will just make the whole look cohesive and coordinating. This process is really therapeutic, and I can spend hours doing the same thing over and over, and every time the result will be different. Isn't that great? Also, making these small embellishments can be a great way to use your scraps and embellish your projects, may it be scrapbooks, cards, or anything else. Now let's just decorate. You can use some leftover scraps of some laces, some twine, some fabrics. I'm using the embossed die cuts from the paper collection. Also the cardstock stickers and the rub-ons. So for tagging, for making these clusters, I'm trying to shift them at an angle and put them together. One piece is the pattern paper, the other one is the tea-dyed paper to give it a beautiful contrast. And then I'm using some leftover pieces of trims and laces that I had in my stash. And then I'm going to decorate these all with some embossed die cuts. And you can just run your imagination. Whatever you have in your stash, you can use those products. Don't have to use particularly what I am doing. Also, add some sentiments so that it looks really pretty. You can also use some flat flowered die cuts, or even some foliage or enamel dots and some cheesecloth. So you can just try and look in your stash and find some things to go with these tags and make them look beautiful. I think the sentiment always tops it up and adds the final touch to our projects. So I am going to add some stickers that has those sentiments and some tickets here. This butterfly I couldn't resist to use, so I thought let's use this. And once I'm done, I'm going to pass the twine in the holes, and then our tags will be ready. So these can be used as embellishments to decorate your pockets, your belly bands, or even you can make some pockets around it or at the back so that you can slip on some small cute little thingies where you can write some memory or some picture or a date or something which reminds you of a beautiful day. And these clusters can also be used to embellish some cards and even some scrapbooks. So these are multi-purpose things that you can make if you have some scraps from the leftover pattern papers and some things from your stash. If you're good on sewing, then you can always sew your tags, and these clusters will really look beautiful if you make some stitching on top of these. And I am not that good at stitching. I'm still in the process of learning, so maybe in the next project I can try something like that. So I hope you like this, and now let's just put them together in the journal. For decorating my journals, I always go with the flow. I don't do a pre-planning thing or something. Sometimes I just watch something nice, and that just gives me a good creative flow. So let's just start. So I'm just doing a fancy fold for the first page of my journal. And as you can see here, I'm just putting some tape on the sides to make it look like a pocket. So here we have a pocket on the top and a small tuck spot at the bottom half. Now at this fold is going to be decorated with my tag cluster, and I'm just putting a twine here, and this page is ready. Now for the next page here, I'm trying some laces on the side so that it looks very pretty. Since this is a small cut piece here, so I just thought that lace will be a really good idea over here. Now I'm just finding a spot for next piece to do something that I had in my mind. I wanted to do a big pocket so that we can put lots of things inside that pocket. Now I had this bigger piece of lace, so I thought it's going to look good as an embellishment to decorate my pocket. Now when I was putting this lace, it was looking a little bit bland, so I thought let's just use this leftover strip from the pattern paper itself to give it a beautiful lift. So that looked really good. Now I am using this leftover pattern paper to make a square pocket on this small cut off piece. So I thought let's just do something different here that I have not done in other signatures. And there are some these kind of tabs in the cardstock stickers. So I thought let's just put it someplace nice, and I have just did a matting it to it so that the barcode at the back of this sticker is not really visible. Also, I'm playing with laces here and there. I had some beautiful patterns in laces in the cream and the white color. So these were looking really good with this paper pack, and pink was also looking very pretty. Now I am just putting some tag clusters on the doilies here, embellishing the pocket here with the small accordion fold that we made, and just like that, in no time the journal decoration will be ready. Now here I'm just putting a bigger piece of lace on the side of the panel. Since I wanted a little bit of a scalloped edge to be shown from the side, so I thought let's just put the lace on the side of a bigger piece of paper. Now I am just exploring the rub-ons from the paper collection. These are very pretty and easy to use. So you just peel the backing and then put it on the surface where you want to put it. Now it also comes with a stick, but I misplaced my stick. So I'm just using my bone folder here to make the impression, and so that the rub-on just leave this plastic surface and get adhered to our base. So it's just really very quick and easy to put, and the rub-ons really could give a embedded look, and it looks really pretty. Now if you can see, wherever I have put the lace, the back of the paper is looking a bit flat, so I thought let's just use these strips. I'm also making sure that I'm inking the edges, and that just gives a finished look to my papers. Now this doily was left over, so I thought let's just decorate this with a bigger piece of rub-on. This flower bouquet was perfect for decorating this doily. It just gives a very shabby vintage look. So to top it off, I thought let's just put some doily here because this chunky lace was looking too much. So I thought let's just cover this up a little bit, and it gives a little bit different look. And just I'm playing with the rub-ons wherever I thought it's going to look pretty. So that just gives a beautiful look to the tea dyed papers. The color combinations are really pretty, and they look very beautiful with this color batch of my tea dyed papers. If you haven't checked it already, then there is a tutorial video on how I dye my papers. I made that video long back, so I will just link that in the description box below. You can go and check it out, and you can make your papers in no time and make a lot of batches and do the journaling all at once time. Now these washi stickers are really great to give some borders here. So this was very quick to put together. And also now I'm making a belly band with a longer strip of pattern paper that I had from the leftovers. Now just put some lackluster here to decorate the belly band, and it just in no time this was so quick and easy to make. Once you're satisfied with all the arrangements that you have done for the pages in your journal, you can fill up your pockets, your belly bands, and tuck spots with some beautiful goodies that you have made. Now, journaling is a beautiful process of creativity and relaxing. You can do all these things when you are feeling particularly low or just when you want to relax and do something creative with your stash. And then you can just put some soft music and do the stamping process. For stamping, you can use any mixed media kind of stamp which looks really good. They don't really have a proper pattern, but it looks really pretty when you are just stamping here and there. It doesn't have to be very perfect. You can just put a little bit ink. I'm using here the archival ink. The shade here is potting soil, so it looks really good when it's blended in. This is a little bit brown, darker brown color. um, and I thought it's looking really great with the collection. So I'm just stamping here and there. This stamp has some butterflies, some scripting, and some roses. Since the pattern paper has roses in this, so I thought it's looking really good. In a similar manner, you can make the rest of your signatures. They can either be totally similar or they can be different. It's totally up to you. So journaling is not about being perfect, it's just going with your flow of creativity. Let's go to part 2 of the tutorial to see the binding of the journal.